White opens with How old D? Already a red flag. You didn't even spell it right. The Roblox Pred Gambit. Whenever the first move is asking for age on Roblox, you already know what type of player this is. It's like trying to find a fork in the kitchen. The eval bar instantly catches fire. Blunder. Black responds, underage. Is that too young? Oh god, forced move, but it sets the pace of the game. The underage gambit. Basically saying, this is a trap. If you keep playing, you're walking straight into a felony. At this point, you either resign or get checkmated by Chris Hansen himself. White instantly throws his queen into the crowd. Nah, that's perfect. Excuse me? White actually accepted the underage gambit. He looked at a jail cell full of buff, oily men and said, yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. Absolute criminal move, and Roblox still claims their platform is safe. Right. Black, pretending things are normal, replies, oh, okay. Another forced move. You can feel Black being paralyzed, staring at the screen, wondering how they went from playing Steal a Brain Rot to negotiating with a future Netflix documentary subject. Then White reveals his ultimate, BTW, 23, but I'm looking for Younga. We're lucky most predators are morons with 3 brain cells total, and those 3 are eating each other alive. This guy just casually self-reported a felony in real time. Someone get him banned. No, not from Roblox, from life. Blunder. Next, White opens with, do you have any hobbies? White opens up with a common opening. Not that bad, a good match starter. Hopefully this conversation doesn't derail. Right? Book move. Black replies, oh, IDK if some are considered interests rather, but for me it's anime, gaming, car event. Black answers the opening and mirrors White's approach. He just lists hobbies like he's filling out a McDonald's job application. Oh, sorry for not censoring. Forced move. White latches on, oh, I like cars too. How old are you? Subtle but sharp aggression. White keeps pressing the age gambit, forcing Black to reveal pieces while pretending to play along, finally accepting the gambit. Excellent move. Black says, oh, nice, and I'm 26. Black finally accepts the age gambit. We might be about to see a normal human being, but no, we know where this is going. You read the title, forced move. White replies, I'm underage. Textbook response, mirrors Black by dropping their age. They've now set a trap. Will Black resign or keep playing? But we already know how this ends. Yes, you and we already know how this is about to happen. Good move. Black backpedals. I'm actually also underage. Oh, now we're time traveling. That's the Predator defense. Black aged himself down by almost 10 years in one move. I might actually believe he's a Giga Predator unlocking some demonic power. Mistake. White closes with dog. That's not a word, that's his brain hemorrhaging from this predator outing himself. I can't blame him, I'd be speechless too. Send this man to the brazen bull already. And with this, White resigned. Next, White opens up with, so good to see you. What exciting things have happened since we last caught up? Fake friendly opener, the Unk Gambit. He's pretending there's some history here to trick Black into lowering their guard. Nobody talks like this unless they're a long lost Unk or a scammer from Facebook. Blunder right out of the gate. Black replies, huh, just staring at the nonsense of the board and calling it what it is. Black already knows this conversation is headed absolutely nowhere. Forced move. White doubles down with, this is Maya, is this Diana phone number, right? The wrong number strategy. Pretending to have the wrong contact to accidentally slide into the DMs. It's not clever, it's not smooth, it's a predator script. Everyone knows what this is. Mistake. Black responds, no, I'm a underage girl, sideways face emoji. People keep mistaking me for other people. This should be the end. Black checks White and drops the age immediately. If White had any morals, he'd run away as fast as he could, as far as he could away from here. But predators don't back down. They see this as a green light instead of red. Another forced move. White ignores all sanity and fires off, can you send selfie to me? And with that, White sheds his disguise and reveals his true intention. Straight up asking a minor for pictures. No hesitation, no morals, someone lock this creep up. Blunder. Black shuts it down immediately. Definitely not, I won't show a stranger my face. Solid defense, clean, mature response. Black handles it better than most adults would, especially the one across from them. Excellent move. White collapses fully. Why? I really like teen girl. And there it is, not even trying to hide it anymore. He typed a direct confession into the match like he was drafting a Google Doc confession of himself. Mistake. Black ends it with, YK what? Kill yourself. Absolute cinema. Black said exactly what we all wanted to say, thinking completely off the board. This deserves a trophy move. Next, White opens with, "What? I was just saying hey, question mark. Off rip, this match cannot be good. From the start, White probably did something suspicious or messed up to open like this, but we'll see. Book move for now. Black replies, look, I ain't trying to be rude, gang, but I just ain't the one. I'm underage. Crying face emoji, praying hands emoji. This is my whole alt for jorking it. That age and horny sense or alt for jorking it shouldn't be in the same sentence. Kinda weird to be revealing this much information to your opponent. Massive inaccuracy. Black just told White his next 3 moves. White fires back with, I'm underage, question mark. This is the trust me bro defense. He thinks he's saying he's underage, which makes this somehow less illegal. And all he's doing is adding another line of evidence to the transcript. That question mark at the end is doing heavy lifting, like he doesn't even believe his own lie. Mistake. Black hits back with, bio says you're 18, gang. Black parries White instantly by stating the facts and showing him information straight from his bio, masterclass, and a great move. White doubles down with, yeah, no duh, Yoi really think I'm saying my real age on my bio, question mark, crying face emoji. Lying about being older is also bad. This is a weak defense that easily falls apart. Could be true, or he's just pressured enough that he's moving random pawns. Inaccuracy. Black responds, either you're trying to get groomed or you're a groomer. Either way, you're an idiot, plus no underage, YO, uses emojis like that. Another perfect counter with a really well thought out move. White is either lying about being underage or he's a predator. Either way, he's cooked. Brilliant move. White tries to wiggle out, lol, I use all the emojis really, lol. White is panicking and really tries back trades, which makes him crack his mask and eval bar with weak excuses, hoping it stops Black. Mistake. Black goes for the throat. Prove you're underage, send me a photo of you cause I ain't believe you. Black threatens to mate White with this ballsy move, forking the queen in the night. Best move. White closes with okay. I don't see any pictures, buddy, but without enough proof I won't end the game and call White a predator. He's just really suspicious, or maybe a dumb kid that lies for no reason. With this, White resigned the game like a beaten dog. These 4 horrid matches are straight from my Discord members. Join the server, link in the description. Next, White opens up with, this is really weird because I used to babysit you when you were little and you were such a brat, but you seem really mature and chill now, so I was wondering if you wanted to hook up. This is the most heinous opening I've ever seen in my entire life, and that says a lot. Mentioning you used to babysit someone and then following it up with asking for a hookup is just straight up disgusting. We got Satan over here. Criminal move. Black responds, no dude. This is a solid defense, but a better move would have been resigning and reporting this pedophile to the authorities. You won't gain anything playing a match with this evolved predator. Forced move. White doubles down with, stuck up bitch. I could have had my way with you back then and I didn't. I feel like you owe me this after I tolerated all your bullshit. And here comes the entitlement gambit. He admits he wanted to assault a child but didn't, and now thinks that restraint earns him sex years later. What a delusional freak. Imagine how many other kids he had babysat, or if he's still doing it. Send him to the rack. Criminal move. Black trolls him. LOL, ugh, fine, you can hit it once, hearts around head emoji. Black, with a good bait, turned 180 and is now acting, throwing away a bishop to convince White. Best move. White bites instantly. FR, question mark, and there it is. White instantly drools. He saw the bait and sprinted straight into it, no questions asked. Forced move. Black delivers the execution. No, you fucking pedophile, get out of my DMs. Absolute cinema. Called him out and checkmated his desperate ass, equivalent of sacrificing your queen to get that sweet double night mate. Next, White starts with male 35. Wait a minute, look at his user, male 35 pedo, and he's proud of being a predator and not scared. The audacity. We already know this is going to be really, really, really bad just by his username. Regardless, his opening is normal. Sadly, book move. Black replies, I'm 25, mirroring White's age drop, but the best move would have been resigning and calling in Gideon. White dives in, question mark, well, who could have known that this man is bricked up and looking for something? If only there was an indicator somewhere. Geez, wish we had known. Inaccuracy. Black answers, not particularly. Good defense by Black, stopping White's aggression and maintaining a good distance. Good move. White follows with, what turns you on, question mark. White keeps shoving and pushing the predator opening even when someone says no. Classic behavior. Mistake. Black fires back perfectly, having my student loans paid off, tongue emoji, 3 water droplets emoji. Black deflects some more and tries to have the tide of the match turn to a more comedic momentum. Not a bad move. I remember being in debt because of student loans. It was worth it since I graduated top of my class at Harvard 4 years ago. I love education. Excellent move. White responds, PMSL. What does PMSL mean? I have no idea. Anyone know? Or is it just predator lingo? Inaccuracy simply because I do not know what that means. Black presses, what? Good response. No one knows what the hell PMSL means. He's making White explain himself, which is dangerous because predators always hang themselves with their own words, and hopefully in their cell too at some point. Good move. White then says I would pay them off, and here comes the predator tactics. He's trying to dangle fake money in front of someone like he's gonna buy intimacy after being proud of who he is. I wouldn't even want to know how he got money. Makes me sick. Forced move. Black checks him hard. You got 60,000 pounds lying around? Black tries to call White's bluff with that amount of money. 70,000 USD. Good defense, making White think twice or bluff some more, overextending pieces. Best move. White doesn't fold, he drops a nuke. If you had a little girl with you who we could have sexy fun with, then yes. I'm very, very sick to my stomach. I don't even know how these monsters live with themselves. How do you type that out and send it and be serious about it? Criminal move. Black immediately hits back with, you're a pedophile, question mark. I mean, it's his username. Black has the survival instincts of a lobotomized sunfish. Missed win. White confirms, yes. Unreal, he didn't even try to lie, just said yes. Like he was asked the most common question. Makes you think what type of protection he has to be so open and bold about it. Criminal move. Black ends with, okay, can you do me a favor? We already know what Black wants to say. It's the best finisher to any predator. Almost the word you can say every time you encounter one. Forced move. White, already defeated, says, kill myself. He knows people hate him and despise him, yet he is still out there. This is a sick individual to say it so casually like he was also expecting it. Forced move. Black finishes, I was gonna say turn yourself into the police, but that works too. Brilliant move. This move never gets old. It's like hitting that Maiden 4, the same ecstasy when my friend comes to visit for Netflix. Definitely no chilling at all, just Netflix. Next, White opens, hey, book move. Finally, one normal opening, a breath of fresh air. Black replies, hi, mirrored opening, another classic book move, giving us a breather. The board is calm, for now. White immediately drops, so are you a virgin? Question mark. Straight into the creep Gambit. There it is, no provocation or prior trigger, and he just springs out with this disgusting question. Classic predator blunder. Black replies, I'm underage. Game-ending info right there. This is the point where a sane human resigns and logs out forever and reflects on how they got there. Forced move. White doubles down with, oh, okay, that means you are a virgin. Do you masturbate? Question mark. White ignores the age and keeps pressing with more incriminating moves, trying to overwhelm Black and score some sick win. Criminal move. If you want White to be put in the pair of anguish, like, subscribe, and maybe grab some merch while you're at it. Black answers WTF. You can feel the pure disgust in this move. I don't blame Black, I would say something worse. Forced move. White keeps pushing, come on, tell me, question mark, question mark. White isn't getting the pieces he wanted, so he just keeps pushing and tries to brute force away. Blunder. Black unleashes the killer trap. Auto reply, we have detected the transmission of unsolicited pornographic content with a minor of a potentially illegal nature, code 36489AL, and your device's IP address has been forwarded to the police department pending an investigation. If you think this is a mistake, reply stop. That's the checkmate copy pasta. Looks official, sounds terrifying, and you know predators are losing their shit when they read it. Absolute cinema. Brilliant. White completely panics. Stop and fuck off. Middle finger emoji, middle finger emoji, middle finger emoji. And there it is, the panicked resignation. He really thought typing stop was like unsubscribing from Netflix. Imagine committing a felony and thinking, nah, yeah, I said stop, so the FBI legally can't touch me. Followed by the classic triple middle finger, as if emojis were going to stop the SWAT team from kicking his mom's basement door down. Black wins by checkmate. Next, White opens with, hello young cutie, I'm 44, is it a problem? Could please answer me darling, that's not polite. Classic creep opener, the midlife crisis gambit, and he tries to guilt trip her for not answering fast enough. Imagine being so desperate you're complaining to someone in the first sentence. Mistake. Black responds, no, it's not a problem, there's no age restrictions for whale facts. Good rerouting by Black, I would rather listen to whale facts right now. I hope White wants it too. I have one off the top of my head. Closest cousins of whales are hippos. Good move. White tries to pivot with, whale facts? I can show you a big and fat fact if you want, cutie. He really thought that was smooth. He took the whale metaphor and instantly turned it into his little cucumber flex. Despicable defense inaccuracy. Black fires back with, how about we just stick to whales for now? This is Black solidifying your position and reinforcing it with more pawns, trying to make the whale gambit work. Forced move. White doubles down with, it's better than a whale, darling, I'll show you. He really thinks his little Vienna sausage outshines a 30-ton aquatic mammal. Buddy, a whale's tongue weighs more than your entire existence. Sit down. Mistake. Black goes nuclear with, I don't want to see your 2-centimeter acne ravage full of unwashed pre-cock. Absolute amazing defense. I'm really an imaginative person and I can see that shit in 3D spinning in my brain, so thanks, I guess. Brilliant. White, flustered, throws out, "Tell me when you'll get wet, brat, screw you." He really thinks someone is getting turned on by the way he talks. These types of people live in delusion and they think they're all that. You are not me, buddy. I get all the hot single girls in my area, of legal age, of course. Blunder. Black casually asks, anything else you want to say?" Black just moved his king, taunting White with it, and rubs it on his face because he can't do anything about it. Great move. White says, "F you deeply." Weak, boring, and generic. At this point, he's just recycling corn dialogue like it's gonna land. Pathetic miss. Black caps back with, "Before I post this on Reddit." Black was doing great until they mentioned Reddit. Like I said before, you'll just get spawn camped on Reddit. Mistake. White panics with, "WTF, no you won't, little girl." White's still clinging to the fantasy, still using creepy words, and still trying to make it work, but he's too gooned out to see or think clearly. Blunder. Black corrects him with, "Yes, I will say hello, r/creepy PMs." Another miss. White, fully tilted, spits out, "Not sure about that, suck my dick." White lashes out and cries like a man baby. "Someone come get their creepy grandpa." Wait, on second thought, nah, don't touch him. Blunder. Black tries to end him with, "I'll make sure not to suck that repulsive tiny cock." Black doubles down on White's 1-inch wrinkly, soggly, putrid, tiny microscopic needle. This is just wonderful to see. Black might be a Redditor, but they're not too bad. Brilliant. White responds with, "Fuck you," and also, "Hello, Reddit." He just accepted his fate and said hello to Reddit. Couldn't be more pathetic. Just turn yourself in or get some help. Christ. Miss. White seals the game with, "Good boy." Trophy move. This move was advanced. This match was old as shit. This just shows how good this move is. It's timeless. There's no coming back after obeying someone's command and getting hit with the good boy. Just pack it up. It's over for you. Next, White opens with monkey face emoji, monkey face emoji, monkey face emoji. White starts us off with the emoji gambit. 4 monkey hiding their faces emojis. Looks pretty normal so far. A weird way to start a match, but hey, that's text chess, move. Black responds with, "Kiss your daddy goodnight, lol, sleep tight, princess." It's kinda creepy, but maybe they're two consenting adults who enjoy stuff like this. Who am I to judge? Book move. Then Black actually sends a selfie. Oh god, it's EDP445. Why would you even send that picture? Shirtless, sideways, looking extra creepy. I'm not even being mean, it just looks off. Blunder. It's like whooping up your rook that has been chewed by princess and cupcake. White reacts with thinking face emoji, kissy face emoji spam. Not sure if White is serious or just playing along, but these are the most hollow emojis I've ever seen. Good move. Black, a kiss. EDP asks for kisses. I can't get his picture out of my head making kissy faces. Mistake. White claps back with, "Aw, hashtag me too." White still mirrors every move by Black, still repulsive to me, forced move. Black gushes, "You're just so damn cute." Black laces his victim in hope of cupcakes for later. He thinks he's actually loved. Blunder. White says, "That's all you." More mirroring by White, continuing to mirror EDP445 and trying to grab more information if I remember correctly. Good move. Black doubles down with, "Aw, stop. You're gonna make me blush. I can't stomach this anymore." The amount of W's, maybe 8 of them, I don't know, but he's completely hooked, no self-awareness, inaccuracy. White flips it with, "Too bad, what are you gonna do about it?" White says an incredible bait to out Black completely. Here we go, great move. Black goons out with, "You're such a sassy little shit. I love it, lol. Come to your house, climb through your window, and kiss your cute ass passionately." That's the only solution I can think of. Black loses it and expresses his fantasy towards a minor, completely revealing his predator side. Criminal move. White completely ignored that move with, "Do you want to call tonight?" White is probably disgusted by that move, completely ignores it, and tries to change the topic. Forced move. Black closes with, "Handcuff you, throw you in the back of my car, and bring you back to my dungeon, lol." Black is not done spazzing out about his fantasies. What a despicable piece of garbage. Outrageous move. Welcome, Grandmasters and Grandmistresses, to the most beloved series of the channel. Let's jump into it. White starts off with, "You got a BF?" Book move. It's a coin flip. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Black hits back with, "Yeah, good move, setting up boundaries and a good defense." White hits back with, "How big in inches?" Whoa, buddy, you can't just ask around for the size of people's joystick. Except me. I get an exception. Blunder. Black responds with question mark. Forced move. I would be confused too if I'm the one getting hit on. Or my boyfriend. White follows up with, "His how big?" Gotta respect this Gooner's weird gambit though. He really wants that details. Get it? No? Okay. Another blunder. Black replies with, "LMAO, I haven't measured it, WTF." Excellent move. But who hasn't measured it yet? Everyone does. Yes, everyone. White shoots back with, wonder how I compare, lol. Bro, give it up. You're scaring the huzz. It doesn't work like that. Let's say you actually have a bigger joystick than her boyfriend. She isn't gonna leave him magically to be with you. You're not me. Classic thinking with the other head. Blunder. Black hits back with, oh, are you gay? There it is. She finally said what's all in our mind. Best move. White fumbles with, lol, no. Forced move. No way out. He's already exposed himself. He's not me. Black checkmates with, oh, you seem to be very interested in my BF's car. She used his own strategy against him to destroy him. Absolute cinema. Gooner down. Next. White opens with, you sexy. Book move. This opening is on the lower tier list. Almost a Gooner opening, but still decent enough. White continues, hey sexy. How are you sexy? Hey. How's it going? Going. Now this is a true Gooner. Most people just give up after getting ignored. This man kept coming after months after getting ignored. He even misspelled going. Probably typed that with one hand, using the other for, you know. Blunder. Black closed with, you missed May. I can't have unreliable people in my life right now. Brilliant. This is just brutal. How does Black even think of this? This Gooner made the mistake of starting a match with a Grandmaster. Now, if you don't want me to miss an upload, hit that like and subscribe button, and also join the Discord in the description. Thank you. Now, for the next match. White starts with, send nudes. Textbook mistake. This type of Gooner opening rarely works. I mean, it works sometimes, but rarely. Black hits back with, nah. Excellent move. Instantly shuts down White's Gooner opening. White hits back with, you don't say nah to me. It's an order, not a request. I want nudes, you'll get me nudes. White starts to throw tantrums after not getting nudes. Blunder. This is just scary. White doesn't know the meaning of consent. Black hits back with, nah, great move. Don't fix what isn't broken. 3-letter word that makes White rage. White responds with, shut up, bitch. Mistake. Black says, okay, bye. Excellent move. White finally developed enough brain cells to know he wasn't getting anything, but he couldn't just leave without calling Black a lame hoe. With this, Black won by checkmate. Pretty one-sided matches today. Next. White opens with, hi. Book move. Finally, some fucking normal opening. I missed these. Surely this is gonna be a normal match. Right? Right. White follows up with, my car. Can we talk, smiley face. Then sends a picture of their car. What the actual fuck is this? What even goes inside your brain when you send a picture of your eggplant to strangers? Or I guess in this it would be more like a baby carrot. Fucking blunder. Black hits auto reply. We have detected the transmission of unsolicited pornographic images of potentially illegal nature, code 36489-A, and your device's IP address has been forwarded to the police department pending an investigation. If you think this is a mistake, reply STOP. This is just absolute cinema. This will scare away any low-level Gooner. What a phenomenal copy pasta. Brilliant. White, scrambling, replies with all caps, stop. Forced move. He's scared of the consequences of his action and is now crying like a pussy. White follows up with another stop. With this, White resigned. I want to feel bad for White, I really do, but he highly deserved this, not gonna lie. Next match. White opens with, you're the slutty babysitter my wife hires when she goes out of town. Name is Scott or Mr. Henderson, 6'2", brown hair, blue eyes, athletic build, wearing jeans and a t-shirt. Oh no, it's one of these types of Gooners. He probably watches too much porn thinking this shit would work. Oh buddy, blunder. Again, Gooner openings never work. Too much risk. Black replies with, my name is Shrek, or Green Legend. I'm 7'6" and I love eating eyes. Great move. Who doesn't love Shrek? Silly little guy. Big guy. Perfect counter. If White is going to come up with a fanfiction type of opening, Black also does. Black, not answering? Fucking Shrekophobe. Another best move. Black matches White's energy, and White's raging boner probably faded away after getting hit with Shrek's defense. I mean, mine wouldn't. Next, White starts the game with, so what do you mean? Good move, probably asking about a questionable move Black made off screen or in a previous match. Black hits back with, it's a rare disease. I need to see fresh girls without dress to be alive. Sad face emoji. I want to see you without dress or I will die. Holy shit, this man invented a terminal illness just to see some play. Absolute brain rot. Blunder. White replies with, ha 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 ha, that's so funny, what's it called? Sweet summer child, she thinks he's joking. She could have won the game, but she wanted to believe no player just would make that move seriously. Missed win. Black hits back with, "It's not joke, okay? Real disease. It's called anudicypedia. You can't find it on Google. Don't search." Now, I'm not sure if Black is dead serious or just trolling. Either way, inaccuracy. White asks, "What happens if I don't send you pics?" Best move. We are all waiting for Black's answers. Yes, we, me, and you. Black closes with, "My skin turned red and I will slowly puke blood and die. Just send, bitch." At first, he tried to stick to the script, but he got impatient and too horny and ditched it. I'll give it a blunder for not being as dedicated as these other Gooners. Next, White opens with, "What color panties are you wearing?" Another D1 Gooner. Bro is fiending for the color and would probably cut. Blunder. Black responds with, "Sugcon." Low tier bait. I wouldn't be surprised if the Gooner falls for it, but I doubt it. Nobody is falling for this. Right? Book move. And yet, White walks right in with, "What color is that?" Mistake. This is what too much gooning does to a person, losing basic common sense. This needs to be stopped. Black delivers the easiest checkmate of her life with, "Suck on these nuts." That trap doesn't work often, but when it does, it's brutal. Next, White leads with, "Let me, bust on them thighs." Another disgusting opener. An inaccuracy. He walked into the match with lotion in one hand and his shorts at his ankles. Black responds with devastating calm, "I'm an amputee." She drops a real-life curveball on this degenerate. A normal person would retreat, most would apologize, White is not either. Another best move. White closes with, "Let me, bust on them stumps." As much as I hate to say this, White actually won. He doubled down and stayed committed. He heard amputee and doubled down. White opens with, "Send tits." Another Gooner opening. Another low effort one. Make it creative at the very least. Mistake. Black responds with, "Okay," and sends a picture of a bird. She didn't block, she didn't lash out, she sent him exactly what he asked for. The Paris Major, also known as a tit. Absolute genius, brilliant. White closes with, "What is a bird? Send tititis. No birth, tit." His brain melted after getting perfectly parried. That made him panic. Black wins by checkmate. Next match. White starts with, "Hi, book move," a classic opener. Again, less is more. Sometimes these safe openings are enough. Black responds with, "Hey, who's this?" Also a book move. Finally, a normal match. Please, 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 I don't want to read any more of these gooned out messages. White escalates with, oh god, clears throat. It's Brandon from class, sweating profusely. I'm sweating profusely because I don't want to read this shit. He's role-playing in the third person. That's a bad sign. These types of players are all weird. Mistake. Black replies, I think you got the wrong number, haha. Black tried to be nice and kind towards White. Good move. Black spirals, looks down at ground, twirling thumbs. Shannon gave me your number. Whatever that face is. I can already tell this guy watches anime and I just can't anymore, man. Put me out of my fucking misery. I don't even want to read the next message. I don't want to read the rest of them. Another mistake. Black responds with, "That's cool, but you have the wrong number. I'm a 25-year-old man." This should put a stop to the Gooner's advances. Hopefully. Nothing worse than being given the wrong number and it's a grown-ass man. Why would you even continue? Best move. White replies, "Come on, it's Brandon from Econ. I asked Shannon for your number. Let's hang out." Hand itching to unzip pants. Jesus fucking Christ. What do you mean hand itching to unzip pants? This man is simultaneously role-playing as shy and horny. Pick one. Blunder. Black fires back with, "Brandon, you have the wrong number. I'm not a woman. I literally have a mustache." Black give him a good warning. This time he is literally trying to save White from committing more blunders. What a gentleman. Excellent move. White sends a dick. Despite every single signal telling him he's sexting a grown man named Dave, he still continues. I wish I could give something worse than blunder because blunder doesn't do this move justice. Black replies with an image of himself looking at the camera. I have no words. Best move. Although he should have blocked this weird ass Gooner a while ago, I still have no words. White then says no and nothing else. Forced move. What else is the Gooner supposed to say? He sent this guy a dick pic and he also roleplayed with him. Black ends the match with, yes, an easy checkmate. Next. White opens with, "Are you seemingly innocent but harboring a secret desire to be transformed into an obedient little Wow, just wow, an opening that sends you onto some kind of watch list. No punctuation either. My man was fiending to send this message. Blunder. Black hits back with, oh my, not quite transform into an obedient little but more like a violent little woman who wants to chop you, then skin you. Brilliant move. She didn't fold. She turned it into White's worst nightmare. Honestly, if White backs out, he's missing out. This is my type of woman. Or man if they were one. If you don't want your wiener to be chopped off, hit that like and subscribe button, and the Discord link is in the description waiting for you to click on it. Black follows up with, hello? Question mark. Talk to me, you little shit. Man, here I am being a nice girl and you just ignore me? Question mark, exclamation point, question mark, exclamation point. Fuck you, dude. She's now crashing out since White folded and ran around like a pussy, while I'm in here trying to get into Black's DMs. Great move, scaring White some more so he never does this to a poor opponent again. White finally responds, I think we have different interests. Yeah man, you wanted obedient roleplay and got threatened with getting your dick chopped off. First time in my life seeing a high elo Gooner getting absolutely destroyed. This is a good move. Black closes with, why would you say that? Talk to me, you cunt. Don't you dare leave me on red. Black's still crashing out, committed to the act. Maybe it's not an act. Maybe she's exactly like this. Either way, Black wins by checkmate. Next, White opens with home sweet home, smiley face. Best move. They were probably out on a date and are now home from the said date. Swear to God, please be a normal match. Black replies with, good, you sleep well. Oh my God, I think we finally have the normal match we've been looking for. Best move. This match is flowing smoothly. Just continue the momentum and this is a clean match. White hits back with, you too. Kind of a boring response, but this fucking works. Good move. White responds with, great kisser by the way, exclamation point, smiley face. Great move, finally escalating the match without creepy remarks. I was so used to people being gooners, I was expecting White to say, great panties by the way. Black replies with, thank you, which is a good move. This is a good conversation and it's flowing well. I'm honestly really surprised. White closes with, Jesus fucking Christ bro, why the fuck would you sabotage yourself like this? Can't wait for more, I'm just laying down it. You were homebound, she was interested in one more, but you just had to ruin it with your a missed win if I ever fucking saw one. Just had to be normal, and he failed. White opens with, nice cat pic, wanna see my chicken pic? Fucking Gooner, I'm so tired of you people. But people love watching this humiliation or just enjoy my suffering reading these. So, I guess I'll continue. I also really like money. Black replies with a clean, no. A good move. Two-letter word that should work most of the time. White responds with a picture of his cock. Oops, I like showing it off. What the fuck? I'm so tired of this shit. I wasn't even surprised. I've seen the uncensored version, and trust me, that shit was smaller than my pinky. Black closes with, congrats, you just sent it to brilliant, perfect defense. Now White is on the FBI watch list and is deleting everything on his phone and moving to another country. Gooner down. White opens with, your phone is now hacked. Do exactly as I say, and I'll remove the hack. If you don't, then I'll destroy your phone. If you try to block or report me, I'll still destroy it. Now send your age and a live face pic to prove you're real, revealing that they have no idea what they're talking about on the offense. If White really hacked Black, then they would already have their goddamn photo and age. Inaccuracy. Black hits back with, what kind of phone am I on? What OS? Question mark. Not falling for the trap. If White was a hacker, they would know this info, making it the perfect confirmation of danger and a best move. You have 30 seconds to send them before I destroy it. White chooses to ignore the counter from White, making it super obvious that they have absolutely no power over their device. Taking a wild guess would have been a smarter move than this mistake. At least then there would have been a mild chance of success. Black picks this out and says, you didn't answer my question, which is the coldest counterattack possible. White is being pinned against a wall harder than a shopping cart in the mall parking lot on Black Friday, and trust me, I've been pinned like that before. This is definitely an excellent move. White replies, I don't need to, in a blunder, and they clearly do because otherwise they're basically throwing away the match. My man's giving out free elo like it's Christmas or some shit. It's been more than 30 seconds is Black's response, looping back to an earlier message like a genius. Now White looks like a dumbass who is all talk, which they are, but that isn't my point. This move confirms that, which is why it has to be brilliant. White explains, yup, and it's getting destroyed in a pathetic parry. It's clearly not getting destroyed if Black is still playing the game. The only thing getting destroyed is their scam after this blunder. You didn't really plan ahead for people taking you up on your bullshit, did you? Black points out White's lack of a plan B, and having a reliable plan B is a necessity to win games of text chess. Black plays a good move by calling out White's lack of one and starts the push for checkmate. White replies, yes, I just destroy it, you think I can't? And if I got paid 1 cent for every time bro threatened to destroy the phone without doing it, I'd be able to afford 5 minutes with their mom. At this point, White just needs to give up and move on to their next victim because it's clear that Black isn't falling for it. Blunder. Black gets back with, I'm still waiting on that. Look, I'm gonna go get some lunch, you have fun with hacking my phone, showing their lack of care, and giving White time to conjure up their next move. For the reason of giving White time to get themselves out of this mess, I'm calling this a miss. A better move would have been a bit of good old rage bait. Next, White kicks us off with a heart emoji, which is a pretty weird way to open a match, but a book move nonetheless. It's actually the most common emoji opening, but used by low elo players mostly. Could've just said hey to play it safe, but I guess not. Black, clearly confused, responds with hello, and this is a pretty goddamn rational response to a person sending a love heart. Looks like it wasn't love at first text for White. Good move. White asks, what's up? How are you doing? Making things more normal by taking a more laid-back approach. I have to call this a good move because there is nothing wrong with it, although the bad impression has already been made. I'm good, is Black's forced move a response because at this point they're just responding for the sake of it. Also, why the fuck are they still playing it safe? What a sniveling little coward. It's so obvious that they do not want to be here. White jumps into the scam with, sounds great, and I'm doing perfectly well myself as I recently benefited from the ongoing personal and business grant program. Have you heard about the grant program yet? And this blunder couldn't be more obvious of a scam. My guy went from the basic emoji opening to the pyramid scheme gambit in record time. We are deep in the trenches of low elo text chess. No actual business opens up negotiation with a damn love heart. At least most don't. Black replies, wow, Nona, that sounds amazing! Please tell me more! Were they the ones that were able to bring you back to life since you died last year? And what an absolute miss. How the fuck did my man read this and think, yep, this is normal. Oh wait, they're not done. F***ing slimy cunt. Stop trying to scam people. I hope you die in a barn fire, period. Now that is what I'm talking about. This piece of absolute cinema is making me revoke the miss and make it a brilliant move. This amazing attack penetrates every hole that White has to offer, literally obliterating them. Wait, not every hole. Anyway, it also confirms the checkmate in style. Next, hey there! This is Kevin from K Capital, period. I see you had filed for working capital in the past 6 months, period. I can up to 5 mm and terms up to 24 months, period. I can do daily, weekly, bi-weekly payments, Are you still looking for funding at a better term, White opens with the most NPC message ever, and I think I'd rather read all the Dork Diaries books than this boring book move. Black hits back with, hello Kevin, I fucked your wife, escalating the move instantly with a crazy offensive move. This is great rage bait used on an obvious scammer though, so it is definitely a great move. White replies, let's get you funded, deflecting the insult with a best move, continuing his business proposal as the bills do not pay themselves. I would know. The bill collector is probably breathing down his neck as we speak, and he is gripping on me at the same exact time. Black responds, your wife has a tight ass. Going deep into detail now. It sounds like detail isn't the only thing that Black's gone deep into either. I'm quite jealous. This great move continues the attack and forces White to defend again. I know, I eat it every night. Let's get you funded! Is White's brilliant counter, and I'm in utter shock. Bro broke character just to take a hanging piece. It is a brilliant move that you cannot appreciate. Let's get White funded instead. Black responds, ha 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 ha, ha ha ha, thanks for the laugh dude, but I gotta pass, crushing White's hope instead of selling their scam with a good move. Laughing before saying no was not tough though. Next, I am James and I am asked to message you. Your brother has been robed and hurt, in need of care. Please cash out $450 through me, please. We all know, yes, you and me, that you're supposed to send a picture of the hostage to confirm they're real. Rookie mistake. Damn, bro took Black's brother hostage and broke the opening principle for it. Black hits back with, my brother Boimler is in Bratislava this week, period. And what the fuck is that name? It sounds like a failed Harry Potter spell, but forces White into a corner. This is a good move for proving White wrong. White replies, yes, it is him at that place. A doctor is required fast. In another mistake, because if this story is true, the doctor would be phoning them for a $10,000 bill, not a $450 ransom from a random man on the internet. White's attempt to funnel money from Black is already dead in the water, like my chances of not dying alone. Unless I find the guy, I meant women, for me. Black then says, so I don't send the money quickly, Boimler might die, ? Like a literal dumbass. This scam might actually work because Black has missed it with, you guessed it, a miss. Their brain needs to be studied because it might be missing too. Yes, a danger is present. Will you send the money fast? White starts to push for checkmate by starting to secure the money with an excellent move. The best move would have been sending their bank details alongside the message to speed up the process though. White then drops a plot twist. I think not, period. When he dies, I receive $125 million from his will, period. Please tell him I said goodbye, ! What a trophy move. This dude knew it was a scam all along and has finally trolled the scammer, revealing their time has been wasted. You have gotta love it. You are wicked and hell waits for you is Black's response, and I think hell would rather invite the person who tried to steal $450 than the winner of a text chess match. Definitely an inaccuracy. Next, White starts with, hello, I'm Lisa from Higher Art USA. Are you interested in a flexible remote position? ? And any semi-functioning human would not trust this shit. We all know that a job offering coming out of nowhere is way too good to be true. This is a common book move in the scam world, and everyone, yes, you and me, that is included, have received this message at least once. Black hits back with, your mom's interested in flexible positions, completely debunking the scam and attacking White with an excellent move. It's so excellent that White resigns the match faster than a gamer pulling the plug after getting teabagged twice. Also, you should join my Discord pretty fast too, because it lets you submit messages from my videos. Next, hello, how are you doing today is White's polite and neutral book move opening that aims to keep things friendly. A common trick used by scammers to gain trust from potential victims. Black sees right through it and says, just send me the virus link, in a great move on the defense. If you're gonna scam, you might as well cut to the chase and save both players some time. White sees the vision and sends the virus link right over, and even the link looks suspicious as fuck. http://sas-autos.com/? link equals 253723311/T5G9Y/? SC equals 1 and SC equals 1 and I equals 1 and PPY equals 3990999. Yeah, if you click that shit, you deserve whatever virus it contains. Inaccuracy. Next, White asks, what happened to Finn? ? I'm Sophia, period. Are you beefy? ? Is it ? Trying the gambler's gambit. This is when scammers take a wild guess at their opponent's name, so if it's right, they gain some authority. Beefy is a questionable mistake of a guess though, I must say. Adolf would have had a higher odd than that shit. Black hits back questioning, what the kind of name is Beefy? And I have to agree with this forced response. The only thing I think of when I hear beefy is the beefy melt from Taco Bell. Those things are fire. Yes, sorry, I entered a few wrong numbers, sorry to bother you, period, is White's mistake of an attempt of defending the attack, and not gonna lie, the only acceptable move here would have been resignation and a learning experience. Beefy doesn't even come up on mynamestats.com, that's when you know how bad bro fumbled. Black replies, look man, if you're gonna run this scam, you gotta change the name away from beefy, what the hell is that? Offering advice to the scammer. Personally, I wouldn't help this man because they have the potential in the scamming industry of a glitter bomb at a funeral. Ain't no one gonna invest in that mistake. White gets all defensive and says, I'm very sorry, you are a kind and polite person, period. Have a nice day, period, before resigning the match, but just before they hit the resign button. Black sneaks in, wrong, in all caps, and checkmates just in time. Absolute cinema. Next, White accuses, I have pictures of you doing bad things from your computer camera, period. I have also installed virus on your computer that can monitor everything you are doing, period. I will send the pictures of all your contacts if you don't listen, period. Kindly text me back at this number and I will tell you how to pay the fine, period. What does bro mean fine? This isn't a goddamn parking ticket. This good move is actually crafted quite well though, especially if Black is a Gooner who has edged a lot in front of their camera before. Black replies, knock yourself out, blood, taking things as seriously as a toaster at a barbecue competition. They clearly see right past a scam and have no fear in their second being leaked, even if they do have it out there. Probably because it's massive. If that's the case, I might want to take a look, just for, scientific measures. Great move. I am seriously, period. If you don't pay, you will be very sorry and very embarrassed. White hits back with an inaccuracy, continuing their scam. Making a spelling mistake against someone who is clearly gonna rage bait you is not smart. Asterisk, serious. I knew it. The best move from White aims to piss off the scammer and begins to threaten a very promising checkmate. Black would be stupid to not resign. Fortunately, they are stupid, and Black responds, okay, be like that, in a miss. The best move would have been to leave straight away. Oh, and to like and subscribe. Next, 1000. Hey, it's Walmart's 40th birthday! Join us for today's $1,000 gift card giveaway now! Offer expires at 5 p.m. White plays a good move because this scam would definitely work on all the boomers out there. Oh, and British people, somebody please invest in their dentists. Black responds with an image showing the actual age of Walmart, which is 56 years, completely disproving their scam without even speaking. Bro's message has more aura than all the anime villains combined, giving this a brilliant move. Next, White says, hello, my name is Simon from Barclays Bank, period. Can I have your bank details, PLZ? Many thanks, Simon. Hello, question mark, bank details, PLZ, which is a crazy opening. My guy started begging for the bank details before rejection even came. You can tell this guy has lost a lot of matches recently with this mistake. White cannot be bothered with a player like this, so chooses to abort the match before it properly starts. Next, White asks, Ella, are you working today? Question mark. A basic book move opening, simply trying to figure out some information. At least that's what they want you to think. Black replies with, yes, keeping this simple vibe with a good move. Damn, this is the most chill opening we've had in the video so far. Nobody has lost $1 trillion yet. I'm Annie, dear, have you forgotten me? Question mark. Is White's response followed up with a picture of themselves. I'd say they're hot, but it isn't a guy. This great move reminds Black of who White is, just in case they aren't aware. White is aware and replies, no, I remember, and something about this good move tells me that these people have some bad history. These guys definitely have some lore that goes longer than One Piece. Oh, ... Sorry, I entered the wrong number. I hope you don't mind me, but nice to meet you. I'm Annie. Okay, this is the most body bot that has been botted in the history of bots. It couldn't be more bait that these responses are automated because White literally said they remember. That means it isn't the wrong number. Dumbass clanker. Outrageous move. White responds, no, it's right number. I am Ella, introducing themselves back to the bot, clearly trolling in some way. Or maybe they're not. Maybe they're actually into these oil drinkers. If that's the case, I will refer them to character AI. Good move. Black, aka the Nut Muncher, replies, can you send picture? Question mark. And I know exactly what kind of scam this wireback is trying to pull off. It's one of these things where they try to trick their victims into thinking a woman actually likes them. After that, they ask for money to fly out, and then poof, the victim is left wondering where their supposed love at first text has despawned to. Since it's so obvious, I'm grading it a blunder. For the picture, White sends a communist man, followed by, Annie, do you like my pic? Question mark. Annie. With an amount of eyes, I would rather hang myself than count. This troll got a little giggle out of me, which is why it's a great move. Next, White starts with, hi, your FedEx package with delivery code : and then a code I don't want to read is ready for pickup at : the website. This is clearly an automated message, and we all know that it's illegal inside of text chess. Letting a stupid clanker make the moves for you should not be allowed. Mistake. Black hits back with, hi, ! Welcome to online casinos, ! Thank you for placing a bet by entering your number into our system, ! £50 has been charged from your number, ! And holy shit, this move reveals the biggest crossover in history. Two scammers have collided. White is probably shitting themselves after reading this great move, and the reply shows definitely that. What no cancel? Cancel don't take my money. Cancel the bet is White's way of literally begging like a little bitch. White plays another mistake here by allowing Black to take the game by the scruff of the neck and taking the weaker position. Considering how obvious the scam was, I can see why they are so desperate to keep £50. That's likely all they have. Black replies, "Thank you for placing an additional bet into our system!" 100 pounds has been charged from your number! And while this is obviously not true, White's a dumbass, making this an excellent move. All White needs to do is open their bank account to see this isn't real, but their brain functions clearly as fast as a sloth. No, stop, please cancel the bet, I beg you. White closes the game with a blunder, allowing themselves to get checkmated. If only they just checked their goddamn bank. It isn't that hard. White starts off the game with howdy, which is a book move. It's a bit more quirky than the usual hello and leads to good conversation, most of the time. White hits back with hello, who's this, which is again a book move. The usual response when a random old ass man DMs you on WhatsApp. White then moves things along by saying, "I'm called Sam, I'm friends with that let's not say that word, from your work. He gave me your number and I said you were single, ... But of course, ready to mingle, LOL. What a blunder. I need to get some fucking therapy after that. No way bro just dropped the N-word in a casual conversation and rhymed single with mingle like a child. The secondhand embarrassment is killing me. This is worse than a chair. I honestly feel like Sneeko." Black picks up the use of the forbidden word and hits back with, "Ain't no way you've just dropped the N-bomb whilst trying to get a date with me, dash," which has to be a good move. Black picks up the blatant racism from White and attacks it. White responds with, "He gave me the pass. Maybe you should give me the pass to your insides," with the winky face. That was already creepy enough, and bro did not need to add that winking face. The only pass here is to Diddy's mansion. Inaccuracy. Black finally decides to say freak, which is both honest and deserving. Very good checkmate. Now, welcome Grandmasters and Grandmistresses to your favorite series on the channel, where Gooner DMs are analyzed like games of chess. Now, let's get into the next match. White opens the game with, "Hey, smiley face, would you be open to getting some dinner and watching a movie with me?" Which is a good move. Unlike all the other elite tier Gooners you will see in this video, this opening is innocent. I applaud you, White. Black responds with, "Hi, sorry, who is this? I don't have a large majority of my old contacts, lol, sorry," which is a forced move. I mean, what else were they really meant to say? White then hits back with, "I'm blank, smiley face. You were in line in front of me at blank in Laguna and you smiled at me. I overheard you giving your number to the employee and I remembered it. I have a great memory and I thought you were really beautiful, so I wanted to ask you out, smiley face." That might be the most almighty blunder, and I take back the applause that I will give to their first move. The opening was so wholesome, and then it all went to shit. Generational fumble. There is no creepier way to obtain a girl's number than to eardrop her conversation. Classic D1 Gooner. Crazy way to lose. Next, White opens the game with, "You're a girl," straightens tie. "Hi, I'm blank. Nice to meet you," which is inaccuracy. Anyone who puts a action inside of their messages has to be on the registry for, you know. Black then hits back with, "Hi, I'm blank. Can I join or not?" referring to the job that they want. This is a great move as it steers away from the creepy approach and takes things back to the desired topic. White then replies with, "Combs back hair? Sure, you can join if you want, but where do you live?" Not only did bro expose that he has a slick back, but he asked one of the most creepy questions out there and the dumbass expected an answer. He's not me. Blunder. Black, clearly concerned, says, "I am not comfortable with telling you that," which is a great move. Don't tell strangers your addresses, kids. For all you know, that could be Diddy. White hits again with the corny stage directions and responds with, "Slowly massages your breast. We both support Arsenal. You may as well tell me where you live." Black made it clear they were not comfortable, but this information went through one ear and out the other for our Gooner. I like to call this an example of selective listening, which I have a lot. And it is also our first ever criminal move. Learn consent, dude. Black, uncomfortable as ever, responds with, "That's a bit too much for me. Bye." And all I can say is one word. Brilliant. Black decided they were not going to deal with White's perverted shenanigans anymore, and I am proud. I'll also be proud of you if you like, subscribe, and join the Discord in the description. Anyways, on to the next game. White starts with, "Hi," kissing face, extends hand, which is an interesting opening to say the least, but I'll give them the benefit of the doubt and call it a book move. Maybe Black likes it? Black responds with, "Who is this?" which is another book move. You know, the usual response when you don't know who someone is. White moves again saying, with 7 M's, gives shy look. "Maybe you'll have to find out," winking face, sticks out tongue, which becomes the first inaccuracy of the game. If a girl asks who you are, tell them who the fuck you are. It is not a game of guess who. And if so, you're losing. You're a nobody. You're a Gooner. Black hits back with, "I don't know who you are, but I'm about 3 seconds from blocking you," which is an amazing, great move. It puts a clear threat across so White gets the hint. White ignores the hint though and says, "Oh, no, with like 5 O's. You wouldn't! Exclamation point. Thinks in head of plan, gets plan. It's blank from blank. WAZ hoping we could ... sweats a lot, hang out, question mark, question mark, question mark, adjust collar nervously, which is another blunder. It surely can't get any worse than this. I thought the last guy was bad with his goofy ass stage directions, but he was nothing on white here. Jesus Christ. Black somehow conjures up a response and comes out with, aren't you the kid who got caught watching porn in the library? Hard pass, blocked, absolute fucking cinema. That bitch destroyed him with a trophy move that caused White to resign. Watching in the library is another level of cooked though, let's be real. On everybody's soul except mine, we all did that as kids. Moving on. White opens up with, do you want to come to my place to get cracking then? Referring to an assignment that the two got paired for. Good move. An innocent way of saying, let's f my place, but innocent nonetheless. Black responds with, you are parents finna be home, which is a great move. It is evident that he knows what's up and is gunning to lose his virginity. Go get that king. White then replies with, yeah, ... why question mark, which is a miss. How innocent do you have to be to not understand what Black meant? This is definitely that one person who never understands a dirty joke. Black hits with, you know what, stop playing LMAO, which is an inaccuracy. White asked why, so they clearly don't know the fucking answer, do they? You're too desperate to get active in the sheets at this point. White comes back with, tell me, which is a good move, I guess. Simple and searching for answers. Black finally responds saying, because if they not finna be home, you're gonna leave this meetup with my handprint on your ass cheek, which is a game, losing, blunder on another girl. This might have been the play, but White was way too innocent. Read the room, dumbass. A better move would have been to subscribe to Text Chess and to like, of course. Next match, White starts with, hi, maybe an odd question, ... but is your stream Gooner friendly? Weird ass face. Your model is very cute, which is a rare opening blunder. Any message starting with, maybe an odd question, is an odd question that should not be asked. Stay with me now. Except me, of course, I can ask any question I want. Black replies with saying, no, don't even think about it. I will ban you so fast, which is the best move. Nothing hurts a dirty streamer Gooner more than a ban, and it causes White to resign the match, which means that we have to move on to the next one. White plays one of the most boring opening gambits in the game of, what are you doing? And it's a book move. Nothing more to say other than the vanilla of openings. Black then responds with, taking care of my siblings, which is forced. They were asked what they were doing, so they are explained. Simple shit. For now. White hits back with, what would you be doing if I was here? Which is a great move in terms of Riz. Is it too early though? Only time can tell. Black replies saying, probably still taking care of my siblings, and follows up with, my parents are dead. Holy shit, that got very fucking deep very quickly. Inaccuracy. I get that Black didn't appreciate the Riz, but there's no need to trauma dump, dude. White responds with, oh, that sucks, which is a good move. There weren't any other options for them. Black then says, yeah, which is a good move, you boring bastard. Not only did Black make this conversation awkward, but they had the audacity to kill it. White then responds with, I wish I could be there to cuddle with you, sad face, like an absolute savage. Bro could not care any less about the dead relatives and wants something that rhymes with dead instead. Get it? Head? Yeah, I want it to. Anyway, checkmate. Next match, White starts the game with, you're gorgeous, which is a great move for the opening, and I must say it made me smile a little bit. Finally, a break from all the Gooners. Black responds with, wait, FR? Which is an inaccuracy. He just said you're gorgeous. What on earth do you mean for real? Are you a f***ing idiot? Of course he meant it. White hits back with, yeah, do your feelings reciprocate? Which is another inaccuracy. I can't tell whether this dude is ChatGPT or an F student. How does one use the word reciprocate and use the wrong version of your in the same sentence? What a dumbass. Black comes back saying, fucking reciprocate, are you an AI? But yeah, you are cute, which is a great move. Black and me, we are on the exact same level. Finally, we're seeing some good Riz here, a perfect balance of banter and compliments. Take notes, single men at home. Basically, all of you. White then replies with, would you lose your V card with me? Which is a horrendous blunder. We went from wholesome words such as cute, gorgeous to shit like V card. These guys cannot be a year older than 14. Black attempts to bring back maturity to the conversation and replies with, tad bit early for that, don't you think? Which is a great move, attempting to bring peace and love to this once innocent conversation. On a real one though, who would guess a match starting with, you're gorgeous could become so strange? White desperately tries to save themselves by saying, no, I want to do things to you that you can't imagine, ... I've been thinking about the night I could give you ever since I first laid my eyes upon you. And I have one word, blunder. What was bro thinking? I first laid my eyes upon you. Is this some kind of horny Shakespeare spin-off? Finally, Black hits back with, so you're an AI and a fucking creep? Nothing other than brilliant. The sentence puts the dirty, gross, ugly, disgusting, perverted dick of a player into checkmate. Anyway, that's my rant done. Let's move on to the next game. White kicks things off with them though, lol, which is an inaccuracy on the first move. You might as well just scream, I have no love interest in you disregarding sex. Weirdo. Black responds with, this her boyfriend, and this is an excellent move. The funny thing is that this probably wasn't even her fucking boyfriend, just a defense mechanism to make creeps leave them alone. At least that's what I say when it happens to me. White comes back and says, tell her I said them though, lol. And this is a bold ass move, I'll give it to him. It's an inaccuracy nonetheless, but you have to put some respect on his name for chancing this in a possible situation where this really was her boyfriend. Black then replies with, where TF do you want to be buried, which is a great move. And the fact that she did have a boyfriend that didn't scare away White, then perhaps him being aggressive would. Reasonable logic towards a not so reasonable person. I like it. White finally plays in those bro, duh, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point, which is a trophy move. This is the epitome of rage bait and made me piss myself because it was funny as fuck. After this move, Black resigned, allowing White to win by forfeit. By the way, when I said I was pissing myself, I am right now. I'll be right back. Now that I'm back, and it's time for the next game. White chooses a rather strange opening and says, I'm jealous of your heart, and this is an inaccuracy. I must say that I have never heard this being used before. Yeah, that was sarcastic, of course I have, and we all know where this is about to go. Downhill. Black responds with, why, lol, question mark, which is a good move. It's a reasonable confusion for an innocent girl on the internet. Little does she know that her innocence is about to be stolen by the next outrageous move from White. White plays, because it's pumping inside you, and I'm not. Dude, what is it with all these gooners jumping straight into the sex talk? Buy her dinner first. Or him, you know, I'm not against anything. This move is definitely an outrageous move, and any man who thinks mentioning sex within 3 messages is a good idea should be sent off to therapy. No, not with their consent. Black closes with, who raised you? Jesus, stop shouting, it's hurting my ears. Anyway, this is the only possible move, resulting in a checkmate, shortly followed by blocking the account. Good ending from Black. And on to the final match. White is first to move and decides to play Sweet Dreams tonight. Hope to see you in my dreams, lol. That, my friend, is what we call a wet dream. Enjoy it if your wish is granted. Good move. Black responds with, sweet dreams to you too, exclamation point. Also, sorry if I misread signals or anything, but I'm a lesbian. I like hanging out with you though. White is cooked. She was definitely straight before talking to him. Good move for setting her sexuality straight though. Or I guess it would be not straight? Anyways, White hits back with, you mean you like p***y then deer, winky face? Yes, that is what being a lesbian is, and you don't even correct grammar. You've just shown the huzz that you have the IQ of a kitten, and you haven't even finished what you want to say. Will you suck or play like this, biting lip emoji, exclamation point, XOXOXO. You make me so hard too, it doesn't matter as you like hanging W me. That's an insane blunder. Just because she likes to hang out with you does not mean she wants to do cardio. I would know. She probably would if White was in the Discord server though, so be sure to join it with the link in the description. And subscribe while you're down there.